Well, good evening, and welcome to the Campus Faith Club's Gala. We are so glad that you're here tonight. It's been so fun meeting so many of you already, and the night is just getting started. Well, my name is Cristina O'Sullivan, and I have the privilege of serving as the Development and Engagement Director for Campus Faith Clubs. Our mission at Campus Faith Clubs is to empower and equip students to share the hope and love of Jesus in schools. Our desire for you tonight is that you will leave here inspired, encouraged, and full of hope because God is working so powerfully in our students, and we are so grateful that you get to be part of that story here tonight. Well, earlier this year, Ed Stetzer from the Barna Group wrote in USA Today that Gen Z is returning to Christianity. Isn't that great? This is a trend that researchers haven't seen in over 30 years. It's really exciting. Well, let's take a moment and hear from Louis Giglio, pastor of Passion City Church and one of the most prominent voices in youth and young adult ministry today.
USA Today this past Easter, an op-ed piece by an amazing guy named Ed Stetzer was titled, "Not Just at Easter, Gen Z is returning to Christianity and the data proves it." Axios had a headline that said, "Young men are leading a religious resurgence." The Wall Street Journal had a headline that said, "Sales of Bibles are booming, fueled by first-time buyers." The Guardian in the UK had a headline that read, "A revival is happening. Church hails resurgence among young in the UK." And that's Gen Z. Gen Z's stirring. Gen Z's waking up. Gen Z knows there's nowhere else to turn. Gen Z has figured out there's nowhere else to look. Gen Z has figured out if I need answers, if I need somewhere to stand, if I need somewhere to anchor my life, it's going to be in the pages of this book right here. Gen Z has figured something out. They want a Christianity that not only explains its tenets, but demonstrates its practical, transformative power in everyday life. They want to see how faith works, not just hear about how it works. They are looking for authentic, relatable experiences of faith rather than abstract theological concepts or superficial practices. And they're moving. And God's going to use them mightily. He already is. But the tide is turning.
Wow. God is truly on the move, isn't he? Well, we are witnessing a remarkable revival in our youth today. They are hungering for Jesus and they want to live boldly for him, and this is why we're here tonight. Well, our goal at Campus Faith Clubs is to seize this moment and to continue to empower and equip students to share the love of Jesus. This fall, I had the opportunity to visit one of our faith clubs, and I'm going to tell you right now, it was the most fun I've ever had. But there was one moment that struck me, and I think I'm going to remember it forever. And it was basically this. I was standing at the door of the Campus Faith Clubs, and I saw two students approach. And one of them turned to her friend, and she goes, I'm not going in there. And I watched kind of nervously what was going to happen. Was the friend going to go with her friend and say, I'll go another time? Or was she going to go into the faith club? And with quiet determination, she looked at her friend and she said, well, that's okay if you don't want to go. I'm going to go today. And she turned and she went into that faith club. Her courageous and simple action, it really did strike me. Because I thought in that moment, she didn't care what her friend thought about her. She just knew she wanted this and she needed this. Well, that's just one example of the hundreds of students across all of our clubs. They're raising their hands and saying, I want a genuine faith in Jesus, and I want to live boldly for him. And I don't know about you, but that is incredibly inspiring. It's just something that we are so excited about. And the best part is we're all here tonight to work to help them do this together. Well, tonight, in a few minutes, you're going to have the opportunity to hear from our incredible executive director, Tanner Pinkerman, and she's going to share how God is moving through the mission and vision of Campus Faith Clubs. And she's also going to talk about how we can partner together to make an impact on this mission for God's glory and the advancement of His kingdom. And then you're also going to have the opportunity to hear from our awesome ministry coordinator, Jordan Berg, and some pretty remarkable students share how Campus Faith Clubs has shaped their faith, their lives, and their schools. I can't wait for you to hear from them. And then later tonight, you're going to have the opportunity to financially support Campus Faith Clubs during our live auction and our giving moment. Every gift that you give goes to expanding our reach, equipping our students, and bringing the message of Jesus into more schools. Well, none of this would be possible without the generosity of our supporters. Individuals, churches, businesses make this work possible. And so I want to make sure to say a special thank you to our sponsors this evening, to our platinum sponsor, Legend Companies, to our gold program sponsors, Hosanna Church, Wendy Woodbury Homes, and Bruce and Sue Johnson, and also our silver program sponsor, the John and Tammy Stern family. Thank you so much for making this event possible.